Well, we finally got here. Welcome to DeMatha Basketball 2021. We're going to get going in about a minute here. My name is Neal Murphy. I'm here with the Dean Dickerson.
Hey.
And Shaka, you were on Morgan's last team and Mike's first team, so you know what it's like to be like a player. First game of the year, what's going through their mind right now?
Oh, man. They probably feel how I feel right now on this broadcast. Just energetic, nervous at the same time, excited for this opportunity to showcase the work they've been putting in last couple of weeks, last couple of months, and the fact that it's been 3 months pushed back for the season. They're just really antsy to get out there and show everybody what they have.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Jones before the game, and you're so used to things being there, and then when they're taken away, you tend to appreciate them a little bit more. And in talking with Mike, this has been unlike any other. Preseason was different. All the protocols put in place. Even now, they're in the huddle putting their hands up, being socially distant. It took me a while to even learn how to do the high-five stuff, and now they're taking it away from me, Shaka. But it should be a good game. They're playing the Avalon School today. They've got an advantage in that they're 2-0. They come in, they beat St. Mary's Riken the other night. They beat Rock Creek Christian Academy. And this is the world we live in now. Wow.
That was loud.
In that, because Montgomery County hasn't had any sports yet, they have 7 transfers from the Montgomery County Public School.
Wow.
So they've got some talent that maybe wouldn't be there, but this is where we are right now. So this is our first broadcast. We're working things out like everybody else in the world is with this. So hopefully we're able to bring this broadcast to you. We're in here. The players are down on the floor. We're up being socially distant. And, this is what we have. But it's DeMatha basketball, and we love that. So we look forward to a great game.
Amen.
Now, this would be a different team for Coach Jones. The last couple of years, he had Hunter Dickinson, and not only is Hunter a 7'2", powerful force inside, the half-court offense went through him. So I was talking to Coach Jones. This game, probably more to your liking, Shaka, going to be more of a perimeter game. He's got a bunch of guys that come out and face. He's got some decent size, but doesn't have the big house inside the way he used to. What do you think we're going to get out of this year's Stags?
Definitely, if it's more perimeter, definitely high energy. And as always, DeMatha basketball, regardless of the height, regardless of the players, is pretty consistent. And the team focusing on defense and pushing the ball. And if it's going to be a highly perimeter game, then I think there's going to be a lot of fast action and a lot of hustle and defense being played.
Mm-hmm. Here's the new twist. No jump ball to start the game.
That is definitely new.
All right. Alternate possession all the way through.
Okay.
Amani Anderson brings up the ball.
Oh.
Right down the lane, easy bucket, nice pass from Shaq Samuels. Black Knights go up 2-0.
Now, see, Coach Murphy, one of the things I'm interested in watching is the attention to detail, it being the first game of the season and starting off, the mental toughness that people will have.
And part of it is they really haven't had a lot of 5-on-5,
right.
Maybe as of recent, but certainly you don't get those fall workouts.
Good pull. It's a good pull.
Jordan Hawkins from the wing, shot fake, little pull-up jumper, big-time player.
Oh, you're right. I am loving it. Full court defense, I'm loving it already.
See, my postman, we didn't like that full court stuff that much. Jordan Collins, Travis Garrison, they just kind of sat back and waited.
Okay. That's good movement. Good talking. That's good defense right there. That's a good starter in the first quarter.
Shaq Samuels with the turnover, transfer from, I think, Richard Montgomery, a name that I know from Montgomery County basketball. Elijah Hawkins running the offense.
Okay, nice shot.
Elijah pulls up for 3. Stags up 5-2. Going with 20-minute halves also. As with most of the world, everything is negotiable this year.
Good defense, good defense.
Some old style DeMatha basketball there as Jarrell Robinson made his man go backdoor. That was one thing Coach Wooten hung his hat on. Nobody ever beats you going backdoor.
That's good defense again.
Good break by the Stags. Tyrell Ward with a good pass. Jarrell Roberson not able to finish.
Oh, good pass, good pass. 2 good blocks. Strong take, young man.
Great move by Tyrell Ward. Drove the baseline, flipped it up with the left hand. He'll go to the line for one.
And the beauty, Coach Murphy, is of basketball. There's certain fundamentals, there's certain foundations that if you do it right, it doesn't matter when you play or how much your lungs can have the capacity for air. If you play hard defense, you have high energy, good things are going to happen.
And it's been a long time for me, but when I was 16, 17 years old, I was never out of shape. You know, we'd practice, play a game, and then we'd go to the rec center or the park and play. You can't get tired when you're 16.
Right. I mean, you shouldn't be tired.
Mm-hmm. Now, when I had to clean my room, I was tired. Good D by the Stags, good pressure on the ball.
Pressure. Ooh. Good hustle.
Good hustle by Will Reynolds, kept the ball alive.
Good take.
In talking with Coach Jones the other day, he raved about Tyrell Ward. He's been on the varsity now, it's his 3rd year, and he figures this is his year. You know, everybody moves up a notch. Those other players went off. Earl Timberlake's not here anymore. Hunter Dickerson's not anymore. So everybody, their role is going to be a little bit different. He thinks Tyrell is ready to take on the challenge.
And so far, that I can see why he says that. He plays with a lot of patience and a lot of poise. It doesn't seem like he's moving too fast right now. And normally in the first game of the season, people are definitely moving faster because they're so antsy and so energetic. But I like his poise.
Well, the whole team, they're playing with energy. You wouldn't know that they're preseason. Maybe this changes preseasons of the future. They seem fresh. They seem confident. It's not uncommon for a first game, that first game of December. A lot of turnovers, nervousness.
Right. So far, they've played pretty solid. And the best thing is they're playing defense, and defense thus far has turned into the solid possessions on the offensive side. I love the pressure and the energy they're putting on.
Stags on the break again. Hawkins leading it.
Oh, good pass. Good pass.
Great look by Elijah Hawkins. Fooled everybody in the gym, including, I think, Jarrell Roberson. He wasn't quite ready to catch that, but gave it to him in a good spot. That'll get better as the season goes on. Giovanni Galarza with the drive.
Again, good defense is going to lead to a good offensive possession. Okay, deep.
That was past deep. Long shot, long rebound. Jordan Hawkins getting the offensive rebound. They're going to give him 2 on that one. Now some of the Black Knights here. Number 0, Giovanni Galarza, 6'3" sophomore. He's being recruited by Georgia Tech in DePaul.
Oh, wow.
Good one. Imani Anderson, Mississippi Valley State, Binghamton. And Shaq Samuels, Coppin State, Radford, New Mexico, Arkansas, Pine Bluff.
Those are some good schools. And one thing for Avalon having so many transfers, you get an influx of talent, but you don't also have the amount of time of playing together that you would if everyone was organically in the school.
So far, the Stags really have the Knights back on their heels with their pressure.
Nice. Okay. Good finish.
Nice finish by Tyrell Ward.
And one thing I love that I'm seeing is they're not playing off the ball. When they're playing man-to-man, they're in their space. They're making them uncomfortable.
Stags definitely being the aggressor on defense. Another used ball.
Good steal. Good steal. Good timeout by the Avalon coach.
Another timeout. Avalon took the lead 2-0. Since then, it's been 15 straight points by the Stags. 15:33 to go in the first half. Stags are up 15-2.
That's a good start to the season.
If you were going to write it up, I think Coach Jones would be pretty happy with this. He told him in the first 3.5 minutes he'd sprint out to a 13-point lead. Coach for Avalon, Coach Quentin Dulick. This is his third year up here. He previously works at Good Counsel, my second favorite WCAC school. That's where my daughters went. But also helped coach at Mount Zion Prep and went to Morgan State University. Early season for the clock operator, too.
Right.
And with less people in the gym, I think the horn is actually louder. Jason Moore in the game, in for Jarrell Roberson, and also number 4, Rodney Rice Jr. Rodney's a transfer from the Bullis School. His dad was a heck of a player. Dad, unfortunately, went to St. John's, but then had a great career at Richmond. And he played up at Bullis for Bruce Kelly, and now he's a Stag. Will Reynolds, long three, it's off.
Quick shot.
Knights looking to push.
Yeah, I think we could have got a better shot on that last possession.
Well, again, I always get back to what Coach Wooten would say. I'm sure Mike says the same thing. We can get that shot anytime. Right. So when you're on the break, you know, a kick out three maybe, or let's get it to the rim. But we can get that shot later in the shot clock.
Good steal. Good steal.
Defense leading the way so far. Rodney Rice, the transfer, is picked up on the theme for tonight.
Good drive. Look up, look up. Smart foul on the floor. And the beauty of focusing on defense and playing hard on defense is that it makes everything else easier.
Well, generally the team that's going to win the game is the one that gets the most amount of easy shots. And you can't defend a one-on-none, you know, or a two-on-one.
Okay, big man.
Jason Moore, big post move inside. Of course, his brother is up in Villanova. Although they've been, their schedules, they're on vacation now for a while. They've had some COVID incidents.
That's good defense, forcing them in tough shot. Smart decision, smart decision.
Another change on the dead ball. Wendy, our trainer, the best in town. Every time there's a dead ball, I guess, they'll take the ball out, sanitize it, put a new one in play.
Okay. Wide open.
Tough move by Will Reynolds. Fouls on the floor. And Stags ball on the baseline.
Tough pass. Going into three defenders.
Bad angle from the top.
Yeah. Good defense. Good shot.
Nice move there. That was Lyon Johnson. He's a sophomore, number 22. Good pump fake, mid-range jumper.
Good pass. Good extra pass. Good shot.
It's amazing, the one extra pass, the percentage of the three-point shot almost doubles. Good unselfishness. 13 minutes to go. Stags up 20-9. Giovanni Gallarz with the ball out top. Over to Lyon Johnson.
Stay on your feet, Stan. Good team defense. Way to help him out.
Elijah Hawkins stepping in, no call, but it was the right play.
Ooh, good unselfishness.
That's just good coaching there. So Coach Jones working with him on that the other day. Stags really looking to share the ball early. 22-6, 12:28 to go.
Good move. Good pass. That's a good block.
Good look. Yeah, that's got to be a foul as we get into the season. We play more games. Catch the ball on that type, make the other team foul you. 22-8. 11:55 to go.
You can tell some of the players are getting tired now.
Well, some of the guys have been out there a little over 8 minutes. You should be tired after 8 minutes. Tough move. Galarza with the three, no good. Jordan Robinson, offensive rebound, kicks it out. Alex Castillo missing the three. Here comes Elijah Hawkins on the break.
Quick shot again.
I think it was good, but he went a long way on that. Coach Jones calling red, which is the old thing for.
And so the key in the future, since
So a little dead ball here, Shaka. All right. Now, Shaka, what do you remember most back in your playing days here at DeMatha?
To be honest, I remember the practices. That's what I remember most, running those 20 and 2s.
Yeah.
18 and 1s.
Now, when you were practicing, who did you hate to go against? You know, it gets into rhythm there where a lot of times you're guarding the same guy every day. Who was your toughest matchup?
To be honest, Chris Stevenson when I was here. Because he would move really slow. And if you're looking at him moving, you would think he was moving slow, but he was moving past you. And had
Very smooth player.
Exactly. Ray Allen-ish type smooth player. And in practice, he had no mercy.
25-8, a little over 10 minutes to go. DeMatha up over the Avalon School. Ben Woodard in the game, along with Jacoy Hutchinson.
Avalon's looks like they're in a 3-2 zone now. I can see the idea.
Well, my last year of coaching, whenever a team went zone, Mike would automatically call for the backdoor lob for one of your friends, Kenny Tate. It was automatic. First possession, a little screen on the backside, throw it up there, let Kenny go and get it.
It was there.
Right, many times.
Good pass.
Good move, just wouldn't go for Joel Robeson. Nice feed on the perimeter from Jordan Hawkins. Those are the things that just get better with time and playing experience. DeMatha calls timeout. We got 9:10 to go.
It was definitely a good
25-8.
move. Definitely a good move, and they'll start falling. One thing that I'm interested in seeing, and he has a couple of new players out there, is when with the guards, when you see people tired or you see that the possessions are starting to go up quicker, to slow it down and start controlling the pace more. And the fact that they're up 25-8 is a good time to start working on aspects that are going to benefit you the rest of the season.
Well, again, this season is going to be a little bit different because normally in December you play a lot of non-league games, maybe some marquee events. I know Nike used to have one here. You go to the Hoop Hall Classic. Then you get into league play, it slows down a little. Everybody knows each other. And by the time you get to the playoffs, it's a half-court game. So the ability to get 5-on-5 shots against a good team, it changes. You might play a team 3 or 4 times during the year. They know the back screen lobs.
Right.
Stags still man-to-man, switching a lot, though.
Great defense again.
Shaq Samuels, contested drive. Help came over, didn't find a teammate.
Okay, big man.
Okay. Well, Robinson going all the way to the cup. Avalon with the ball out of bounds on the side. Lion Johnson up top. Stags have the ability to have Avalon run their offense maybe just a little bit further out than they're comfortable, 6 or 7 feet off the three-point line. Nice move by Galarza, knocked down the 2 off the dribble. Again, Avalon in the zone. DeMatha, a little 2-1-2 set. Terrell Roberson testing his perimeter game.
Okay.
Jordan Hawkins, who is from Montgomery County, so probably knows a lot of these guys, with the rebound and the putback dunk.
I remember when I used to have jumping ability like that to dunk off the vert. In my dreams.
Back when I was playing, there was one summer I could dunk. It was a great summer, but it was only one summer.
At least you had a summer.
All right, it might have been a month in the summer. Deep 3 by Ryan Richardson. Rodney Rice, tough finish, nice drive. Wasn't able to cash in, though. Shaq Samuels with the missed 3. Stags on the break. Jordan Hawkins brings it up. Looking for a little ball reversal.
That's the second 3. Okay.
Shaq Samuels, nice move. Maybe a little bit too much. Tried to get the other side of the rim. Wasn't able to draw him.
Good save, good hustle.
Good. Robertson, not pretty but effective. He's able to gather himself and finish, and that's what both him and Jason Moore need, just that time inside. Remember, Hunter, he caught all the inside passes the last couple of years, so they got used to that ball coming inside to him.
I definitely didn't know how young the team actually was. A lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors, a couple of freshmen.
Yeah, a few freshmen out there. I think he's got 3 freshmen that are in there. Jaden Mustoff, he's a freshman. The son of Gerard Mustoff. Graduated from DeMatha back in '88. Stags out on the perimeter.
Good movement, good movement.
Great look shot inside. Elijah Hawkins to Tyrell Ward. Tyrell will go to the line for 2. A.J. Swinton is another freshman.
I loved how Elijah kept the pace for that play and made sure everyone was in order before. Made sure it ran smoothly and they got a quality shot. And you can see the difference when you have your senior point guard there who is comfortable with the plays and knows what he's doing versus folks who are still figuring it out.
Well, it's that old thing they talk about in football a lot. You know, you get better when the game slows down. Not physically, you still want to play with that energy, but able to see things develop, maybe set your man up a little bit, makes all the difference in the world. So I mentioned A.J. Swinton and Jaden Mustafa. Also, Malcolm Thomas, a freshman. He's being held out today, but the son of Eton Thomas, former Wizards player. He's one of those guys Coach Jones thinks has a bright future.
Thought he had that one.
Once again, Stags doing a great job stopping the dribble, getting the old dribble used, and they're able to pressure or make the play on the one pass away.
Also love that they're keeping the intensity up. Normally young guys have a tendency to, once they see that they're up 20, start laying low, laying back, taking it easy.
Well, the fact that they're so deep, everybody's worried about playing time. So if I don't play hard, I get to be an assistant coach for a couple minutes. Little screen roll up top.
Good finish. Good finish.
Tough move inside by Giovanni Galarza.
Good thought. Good thought.
Mustafa with a nice drive. As Coach Wu would say, left his feet. Had nowhere to go.
It was a good thought. It was a good thought by a freshman. The only thing I would say is if you're the one that makes a turnover, you should be the first one or the hardest one running back.
Right. Well, you learn by making mistakes. 32-12, 5 minutes to go in the half. Galar's on the line.
And back to your point that you made earlier about DeMatha being so deep. And it's normally like that every year, and I think that's something that people overlook is with that depth. The practices sometimes are harder than the games. And the fact that that every time you're out there, you have to give your all because there's someone right behind you who's going to give their all. And that breeds and plants seeds for later on in college and creates habits that are going to help you out throughout your career.
My first year coaching on the varsity with Coach Wooten was Gerard Mustafa's senior year. Gerard was a great player, McDonald's All-American, went to Maryland, etc. But the backup at his position was Ted Jeffries. Ted Jeffries was 6'9", went to Virginia, started for 4 years.
Wow.
I was our second string post player.
Good rebound. Way to keep at it. Way to keep at it.
Mustafa battling inside with the finish with the left hand. Although I think they just gave the points to the Avalon school.
They can use some points. I love the freshman going in there without fear. And I'll also say I'm loving these shoes. I wish we had those shoes my senior year.
I mean, Coach Jones has got to come across, If we're going to do that 5 questions thing, he better come up with some gear. Otherwise, those questions are going to get, really tough. Again, with what we're going through, guys subbing in from the sideline like it's pickup in open gym and not going to the scorer's table. The X serves no purpose today. 34-14, 4:29 to go.
Good rebound.
Jordan Robinson missing the 3. Tyrell Ward on the break.
Good extra pass.
Great kick out.
Nice shot.
When the ball comes inside out, all right, percentages go way up. Good look by Jason Moore. Another dribble used on the perimeter. A.J. Swinton in the game, one of those freshmen we were talking about, with the rebound.
They're also communicating well, as you were noticing earlier. They're switching a lot, and you have to communicate well when you decide to switch a man-to-man.
One of the other things that, this becomes almost like a practice. Normally, big game, we'd have 1,400 people here. We'd have the pep band, lots of noise. When Coach Jones says something, they can't say they didn't hear him. Rodney Rice with the 3, 40-14, 3.5 to go.
Oh, I'm proud of the big man. Good defense. How tall is number 1? Jason Moore.
He's probably about 6'6". Jason, pretty good basketball player, but a heck of a football player. As a freshman, he was offered by all the big boys, Alabama, LSU, etc. So Mike's just hoping he can keep him. He wants to stay active during the winter.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. He moved his feet well. Tough take.
A.J. Swinton with the finish.
Freshmen are looking good. Future looking bright.
Another play being held out today is Kalen Cobb. He's a sophomore coming off knee surgery. Mike says he will factor in once he gets back on the floor. He expects him to be cleared any day. Another DeMatha tie-in, though. His mom, Ty Grace, is the head women's coach over at Howard University. So we got both sides covered over there with Kenny Blakeney in there and Ty Grace. We've got all the basketball covered. But Kalen's a nice kid. I had him in class once. Looking forward to big things from him.
Definitely. Okay.
Rodney Rice. Nice little baseline pass to the corner. A.J. Swinton for 3. 45-17. 2:20 to go. Decoy Hudson on the break. Tough move inside. Drew the contact, laid back, put it up in the glass, didn't go, but he'll go to the line for 2.
I love how strong they're going to the basket as well. They're not moving, trying to be too fancy with the ball. They're going in solid, going in straight.
So our first broadcast of the year, I got shocked. I thought I saw in his transcript it said Columbia. I thought it was Columbia School of Broadcasting, but it was Columbia University. So we're still working with them.
Yeah, right.
But hopefully we'll have the scoreboard working next game. We'll get that word out to you. We'll get our staff going, but still working out the kinks. But we're just happy we have a basketball game today.
Good pass. That extra pass again.
Yep. Little deep.
Good hustle. And the beauty of the extra pass is that open shot makes it easier for a player to shoot. And I know Avalon is down right now, but that's one thing that I believe that they can work on and not rushing. You have a tendency as a young player to see the score and want to do as much as you can on your own.
Right. Everybody wants to be the guy to put the team on their back. Right. And if that was effective, people would do it all the time. Tyrell Ward knocks down the 3. 1:26 to go. Stags up 50-17. Zach Samuels pull up, no good. Stags on a break again. Good hustle by Rodney Rice.
5-on-4. Good move.
Oh, he's got great body control.
Oh, yeah, that's a charge.
A little out of control there.
Yeah. The way the game was going, I thought he was going to make that extra pass to Tyrell.
Yeah, and that's how you learn. You know, those are things you go over in film, and, you know, like anything else, you learn by making mistakes, what works, what doesn't work, what you did, what you shouldn't do. Coming up on 30 seconds to go in the quarter. About 12-second differential.
Good pull out.
Stags can hold for the last shot. Rodney Rice with the ball up top. Being guarded by Galarza. A high ball screen. He goes away from it. Great body control again. Nice finish. So, at the half, 52-17, DeMatha up over the Avalon School. Now, normally they'd put 10 minutes on the clock. I have no idea what they're going to do. But assuming we have a decent, they put 10 on the clock, we get 10 minutes. So we're going to step out for just a second, but I'm going to interview with one of our students coming up as soon as we get set up with Herb Lacey, and we'll see how Herb's doing. All right, be back in a few. We're back. Neal Murphy, I'm here with Herb Lacey, a senior here at DeMatha High School. And Herb, I got a couple of questions for you. I had to do some research on it because you haven't had the privilege of being in my class, right?
No, sir, I haven't.
But I did look you up. First thing I did look at your schedule. What are you thinking? You got all these AP classes, honors classes, and, you know, how's that going?
It's going pretty well. It's a little different, though. You know, I'm one of those people that I like to know my teachers, because you know your teachers, you know what they expect of you. You know, it's a little different virtually. I'm sure it's different for the teachers too, but it's just one of those things. It's been a really different year. Like, it's just, I've really enjoyed like making a connection with my teacher, saying what's up to my teacher in the hallway, just building that relationship with them. And this year has just been different. Like, I don't even know half my teachers look like pretty much without a mask.
Yeah, I understand. This is my 41st year of teaching, 36 at DeMatha, and I feel like I'm a rookie again. First of all, there's the technology of, you know, Google Meet and all the other stuff, but just, yeah, not getting to know. You know, I'm a Giant fan. They're giving me a hard time about the Redskins or the Giants, things like that, the banter in the hallway, saying it. I mean, that's what energizes, you know, me as a teacher, and I missed out on that. But we do what we can. Now, I also noticed you're in the wind ensemble, right?
Yes, sir.
How's that going virtually?
Wind ensemble virtually, it didn't start off very well. But one thing about Mr. Roper, I knew he was going to figure something out. Mm-hmm. So what he did was he's made breakout rooms for each and every group. So like a first chair and a second chair will be working with the fifth and sixth chair of a band. And like the second chair will work with the fourth and fifth, like, or third and fourth, just to work together. And then we all come together and we keep practicing our parts. So believe it or not, it's still been working as usual. We play our pieces a little bit more than maybe we used to, because it actually forces us to practice now, right? Mm-hmm. Because when we come together and we have to send our videos in, for a song and they're going to put it together in a virtual concert. We have to practice those pieces. One thing that I know, it was pretty easy to be complacent and lazy before that because we were working on it every single day, playing multiple times a day at school.
Right.
We had evening rehearsals. We had class every day. If we didn't have class, we had something during interim. No matter how the schedule worked out, Mr. Roper made sure we had band every day. And so I appreciate the fact that he's made us pretty much work hard on our own by making us do virtual concerts and stuff like that. So band has still been fun for me.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you practice your instrument, is it in your bedroom at your house, or do you go in the basement, or the garage?
It just depends on what's happening. Say my mom's working from home and she's upstairs, you got to go to your basement. So my dad's working from home, he's in the basement, I go to my room. It just depends on what's happening in the house throughout the day, and that's the weird thing about it. Like sometimes kids will have to email Mr. Roper in advance to tell them they can't play today because their mom or their parent might have something big going on and the music can't be
That's
playing
where I
in the
was
house.
going. You've seen the commercials now with the kids running over the dad was trying to have a board meeting. You know, it's really hard. You're also a lacrosse player.
Yes, sir.
What's going on there?
Lacrosse, it's been pretty good. We were able to get together a lot during the fall, but once it started getting colder and the numbers started getting worse, we had to take a step back and we weren't allowed to practice Fort Fabui anymore. But one of the good things about us, I know that we're all staying together, like maybe not off the field like we used to, but we're still staying in contact with social media and stuff like that. We're working with the captains and I are working with the coaches to try and see when we're going to be practicing again. We may be having a winter league at Naval Academy soon, but it keeps getting pushed back because of the numbers. But I have no concern that I think we're going to play when we're supposed to play, because I know my teammates and I, especially since we're a senior heavy team, we're excited to play. We want to play. We felt robbed of last year when we had a good team, and we have another good team this year, and we don't want that to go to waste. So I know we're working hard on our own. We're trying to see when we can start lifting again, but we're just trying to stay positive and keep each other uplifted during this time.
That's where leadership is so important. The captains keeping the troops together as you go on. Now, where'd you grow up?
It's funny. I'm in a military family, so I lived most of my life in Florida before that. I moved up here when I was 9. So most of my formative years of becoming the Herb Lacey you're interviewing right now has been in the DMV right here. And DeMatha Catholic has, of course, changed me and has groomed me into the person you're seeing today. And that's pretty much just how I grew up. Very structured and just things like that.
Why did you choose DeMatha? I'm sure you were thinking about
chose
other
DeMatha
schools.
for reasons like this. I chose DeMatha for the fact that everything that they talk about, the brotherhood, I have friends that I'm sure I'm going to have for life. I have a love for my instrument that I didn't have before that. My academics have excelled and it's forced me to work hard. Before I went to DeMatha Catholic High School, it was pretty easy for me to just get on by, get a good GPA without doing any work. I learned pretty quickly when you have Mr. Reeves freshman year and he comes in and tells you how hard you're going to have to work in his class. You don't believe him, you'll find out pretty quickly. And that's just one of those things that I learned, and I had to build that work ethic because it's so helpful. Because junior year, it's a hard year, and that was last year. And I know before COVID hit, there was something every single day. If I didn't have lacrosse in the morning, I was lifting. If I had a test that day I needed to study for the night before, evening rehearsal and band. DeMatha has made me just the person you're seeing today, and it's been a good experience.
Okay, Herb, what do you see in your future, like for next year? Obviously, a lot of variables in play, but in a perfect world, where are you next year?
In a perfect world, I'm either at the Naval Academy or University of Maryland. I want to stay local, stay close to home. COVID has helped me realize that, how much I value being around my family and just having that support. In a perfect world, I don't know. I'm just going to keep praying on and see where I'm supposed to be, but one of those two schools and just excelling and doing well and doing the best I can in whatever I'm doing.
How about 10 years down the road?
10 years down the road, I don't know. It depends on where I go to school. If I go to Maryland, I would like to be a journalist, doing stuff like this, interviewing like you're interviewing me. Or if I go to Naval Academy, in the military, just doing what I'm doing, being successful, serving my country.
The nice thing about being a DeMatha guy, whatever you do choose, we've got plenty of people in the field. I'm sure you know the names. Coach Refkin has brought them up with you in terms of finding out what's going on there and how to make that career possible. Now, suppose an 8th grader was talking to you. Somebody out, you live in Bowie, right? Somebody out there was talking to you and thinking about their choice of high schools. What would you say to them? What's important?
What's important? Know what you value. Know what's important to you. DeMatha may not be important to everybody because you may not value everything that DeMatha values, But I know for me, I shadowed here. It was not my first choice. As soon as I left, I told my mom, I got to go here. I got to get in.
Was it the French fries? Sometimes it's the French fries.
The food was so good when I got here. The food was very good when I shadowed here. And of course, that was just one of the things, but just like seeing how people interacted. I enjoyed the teachers like in the classes. And that's one of the things when we actually get back in person and people actually be able to connect like we used to. I know DeMatha, it's one of the best choices I've ever made. And I would convey that to any 8th grader that I talk to.
Okay, last question. This is an important one. Basketball-wise, what did you think of the first half?
This is just the first half that I've seen many times. I used to play in the pep band, so I used to sit over there and just watch. You could hear Coach Jones when you're on the pep band or over there when I was working the camera. There's one thing that I know Coach Jones likes. There are multiple things I know he likes. I know he likes smart basketball players who are going to make the right play. He stresses that when he's on the floor. He stresses good defense. He's making sure we're pressing every single time we score. We're not getting complacent. And that's just 2 things that I always see Coach Jones do. And even though we're a young team, we only have 3 seniors, I have seen he has put in these young players, and that's why the score is what the score is right now.
Well, Herb, this has been great. We're going to get going for the second half. Thanks for stopping by, and continued success. You're a walking advertisement for the school.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was about to say, that was a great interview.
That was good. Well, you got good material. Yeah. Deep 3 miss by Ryan Richardson. Leads to the breakout for the Stags. Jordan Hawkins with the dunk.
I'm always interested in how teams come together, and they might start off really well on the first half, but seeing how they finish in the second half.
And you have to feel, if you're a DeMatha player, particularly seniors, you have a limited number of games. This year, you really have a limited number of games. There's no guarantee there'll be another game this year. Hopefully. Another breakout by the Stags. Hawkins, that was not a replay. But you've got to make the most of every minute, because Lord knows what next week will bring. I feel for some of the guys. I think it's still in place, but Gonzaga, St. John's, and Carroll, as of recently, they haven't even been allowed to practice because of, the district regulations there.
It's a sad time, and you just got to make it work for you.
Yep.
But as you said earlier in the broadcast, it also makes you appreciate these opportunities that much more, and not take it for granted.
Will Reynolds, quick 3 from the corner. Nice look inside. Elijah Hawkins with a little drop off to Jarrell Roberson for the easy bucket. 58-19, a little over 18 to go.
Now, even though they're up 58-19, the second half is 0-0, and they've started off really well.
Defense and a fast break is a pretty good formula.
That's been the winning formula for them the whole game.
So largely with the 3, Jordan Hawkins had the rebound, maybe a little lazy, tried to tip it out, get the break going before they secured the ball.
Now, Coach Murphy, you've been a coach for decades, for a long time. You have a lot of experience. What would you tell the players if you were the Avalon coach?
You know, normally, yeah, the season has a rhythm to it. You know, the early season games, you're building towards the league schedule, and the league schedule, you're building towards the playoffs and the big games at the end of the year. I would think more about just enjoying the game. I mean, it's great that these guys are playing at DeMatha and they'll all play in college and maybe even beyond in the NBA or overseas. Who knows? But you start playing the game because you love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that first time you had a pickup game with your buddies, and then you couldn't wait to get. We used to play in the park. You guys play in the rec center now, but you love to play the game. So enjoy it, because again, it was taken away from you for a while, at least really restricted. It's a great game. I still get excited. I'm excited here watching this game. A little 2-3 by Avalon. So let's go a little 1-3-1, high ball screen. Tough shot by Hawkins, a little step back. That did have that shock of feel to it. You had that little step back thing. Shaka class of 2003. Along with the great Steve Danley.
Steve Danley.
Do you talk to Steve? Because he was a Penn guy, you were Columbia guys. Is there still tension there?
You know, once we graduated, all the tension was alleviated. In fact, we played together in the summers, right? So once the seasons were over and the school year is done.
Steve's another DeMatha guy really struggling through life. Dr. Steve, writing books.
Dr. Steve, man. Successful books.
Well, at DeMatha, we like to take credit for everything Steve's done, but Steve is going to be successful, like you, no matter what he did. Fortunately, he did it here on Madison Street.
Great guy.
Tyrell Ward misses to 3. Hawkins so quick on defense, so low to the ground.
Nice.
You know, the one thing I always preach on defense, get low. He's got such a low, and then as the player starts to make the move, he gets even lower.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got that wide base there. He's able to cover so much ground, and he wants to do it. You can tell he takes pride in his defense.
And coaches love that on every level. Someone who loves to play defense and can play it really well. And that's going to work for him moving on to the next level. And he's made good decisions throughout this game as well. And as the point
nice
guard.
Job. Under control penetration by Hawkins, drew the defense in. Again, that kick out 3 where you can step into it.
Love the
once again.
Feet.
Will Reynolds pushing the ball.
Okay, that definitely was a foul, but it's okay. People have to get back on defense, though.
Game getting a little raggy here. Coming up on 15 minutes. Good box out by Roberson. Galarza stays with it, though. And now you're starting to see the Stags start to leak out a little bit. Right, Jarrell was in there and Elijah Hawkins battling. We had some of the white shirts leaking out towards half court. Shaq Samuels on the line. First one is short.
And they have even though they had a lot of transfers, they have a young team too in Avalon. So this is good experience for them throughout the rest of whatever the season will be on to next year.
Yeah, they have a couple seniors here, but looks like 4 sophomores. 4 juniors. And they'll have a great experience because they can play. I would imagine many of the WCAC schools who can play, a lot of teams that can compete, they'll pick up some games. They played St. Mary's Rankin. I wouldn't be surprised if they played some of the other teams.
Nice give and go.
Tough move inside.
I admit I like what I'm seeing from Mr. Hawkins. As a fellow point guard, you're always looking at it and seeing how they take control of the game in terms of pace, the defense, how they get other people involved, and he's been doing all of that in this game. And I love the fact he's getting in there for rebounds as well.
he's got a motor on him. He's competitive, and that's one of those things you can't teach. You know, he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. You know, his shot is much improved. We've seen a couple of tough shots from him, step back three, etc. Stags sub a little bit. Jason Moore is inside there, and Rodney Rice. Stags working against the zone. Rodney Rice deep three.
I love how Jason Moore moves his feet.
So do most of the college football coaches in the country.
Oh, deep. Okay.
And has a nice feel for the game.
Good pass.
You know, Coach Wooten told me my first year coaching the freshman team, you got 100 guys trying out. He goes, don't worry about anything. Look for the people who are around the ball a lot. Those are your players. The other stuff you'll figure out. But the good ones, they find the ball. Stags a little 2-3.
You asked earlier what I often think about in my experience at DeMatha with basketball, and that's another thing, the quotes before every practice that we would have to say at the end of practice, or we'd have to run.
Well, that was the hard part. It's like that feeling in class when you get in your pit of your stomach when you know the teacher's going to call on you. So we'd have a 2-hour practice. He'd say something, a quote from some of the beginning, and then for 2 hours you're thinking, I hope he doesn't call on me. And then when you actually got called on, you're good because you figured you're good for a week or so. He's not coming back to you unless you messed up. Tyrell Ward, nice little kick out. Hawkins misses three. Elijah Hawkins misses the three.
Good take, good take.
Nice move there, Ramani Anderson. Ooh.
Okay. Oh, okay. And even though the score is 70-29, this is a lot that both squads can learn and both coaches can learn.
Yeah, nobody here has completely arrived. You know, you got to keep getting better. And a lot of these guys are playing college, but they're not ready to play in college now. You know, it's going to take time. They got to get bigger, stronger, smarter, and get used to playing against better players.
Good pass.
Great kick out. Will Reynolds with the three. Great setup by Elijah Hawkins. 73-29, about 12 and a half to go. Again, Stags in a 2-3 zone. Nice little inside out, hit the high post. Shaq Samuel stepping up for the three. Stags pushing the tempo again.
The beauty of unselfishness is that it's contagious. And one person making that extra pass leads to another person making that extra pass. And that's when basketball is beautiful. Oh, nice move.
A little bit too much there. All right, Tyrell Ward, degree of difficulty on that, about a 7. Tough little fadeaway. Shaq Samuel's little hop into the three. Knocks it down. 75-35, 11:52 to go.
Tough shot.
Into traffic, left hand, like a 4-footer. Not exactly the one Coach Jones drew up on the board. Nice little move by Ashton Andrews. Little pull up in the lane. Will Reynolds for three, in and out.
That was a good shot, and they're up 75-37. You still want to practice getting quality looks.
Yeah, man, ideally, not a bad shot, but maybe not a great shot. You want to try and get those posts involved. And again, you get that kick out three stepping into it, you're going to shoot a little higher. But maybe feed the short corner or the high post. Teardrop by Lion Johnson. No good. Stags on the break again. Tyrell Ward. Looked like he broke one tackle and then laid it in with the one hand. deep one.
I was just about to say that I'm from Avalon. I'm looking for them to work on their sets and then work on moving the ball around. Good rebound and put back.
Rodney Rice with the missed three from the corner. Tyrell Ward cleans it up. He'll go to the line. 10:13 to go, 79-37.
I know you're up here leading the broadcast now, Coach Murphy. What do you miss from your coaching experience?
Well, I kind of get it back with this, but I miss the excitement of the big game. You know, I miss the DeMatha Gonzaga game. You know, we played down at Catholic U where it'd be packed. Now the games here, the big 4 or 5 that are in the league, there are events here. But I don't miss the practices. I don't miss the long hours. I get to spend time with my family, and I still get the enjoyment, connect with alums, talk a little basketball. Nobody talks back to me on the broadcast. You know? So it's good, but yeah, my only comment is I love coaching basketball, but I should have done it sooner. You know? Well, nothing. And I know people are wondering about the DeMatha basketball schedule. Honest answer, we don't know. Everything is day to day, minute to minute. Please check in at the DeMatha Facebook page. We'll try to update that and try to let you know. But like everything else, you know, it is minute to minute here. We want to keep the kids safe. We want to keep them on the floor if possible, but certainly we want to be intelligent about what we do. 10 minutes to go, 80-40. What? Refresh.
Went in. Tough shot. Keep moving. Keep moving.
Huh.
Definitely a tough shot.
Shaq Samuels definitely focused on working on his perimeter game today. Rodney Rice, tough little pull-up, stayed with it. Good feed and pass to Jarrell Roberson. Nice little finish by Jarrell. He's going to get so much better with time. Again, his minutes have been limited. And certainly when he wasn't there, if Hunter was on the floor, Hunter would be the focal point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good shot.
Tough shot there by Imani Anderson. Stags being a little more patient here against his own. Look like a little screen for Rodney Rice. Corner 3. Nice little set there.
Rodney's feeling good.
Not bad for your first game in a DeMatha uniform. I know Coach Wooten always used to talk about, he always worried about that first game. The first time you wore that DeMatha uniform, a lot of strange things would happen.
Good move.
Great
Good
finish.
Move.
Stayed low all the way, got his shoulders past the defender. Nice finish with the left hand.
Good pass. Now see, when they've gone to the hole, they've gotten a decent shot. The difference was if it went in or not. But if they keep shooting or jacking threes, it makes it easier for us to get a rebound and go. That's heat check.
Coach Jones working on his sets against his zone, using those post players to screen their perimeter player. Rodney Rice likes it because he ends up getting all the shots. Did we ever run those plays for you, Shaka?
No.
Not as much as we should have.
Senior year, I think I had 1 or 2. Good defense. Good rebound. Hustle back. Okay.
What every postman American wants to prove is that they are a perimeter player. Gerald Roberson. And the hard part,
I like the fact that he took it, though.
Jason Moore with the right idea. Again, like anything else, a skill, you need to practice it, so you're going to make some mistakes at the block. But I know he took some last year. He'll take some more this year. That was the right idea. Ben Woodward in the game. He just missed the corner 3 there, but transfer from Georgetown Prep. Stags subbing in A.J. Swinton, number 0, and Jaden Mustoff, number 11.
That is a nice luxury to have 2 fearless freshmen coming in off the bench who have played really well.
Well, right now you got 2 freshmen and 3 sophomores out there, if I got that right. Future is right for the Stags. So hopefully we'll get some games going. I know St. Mary's Reichen has been able to play. They played McNamara the other night, so that's a possibility. I know they're trying to. Paul VI has played some games, so it's just almost like, hey, who's available? What are you guys doing this weekend?
Yeah, this is definitely a very interesting time we're living in, and as you said before, we don't know when it's going to be over.
Well, the things that we thought hard and fast had never changed.
Good pass.
Word with the deep 3, a little long, good shot though.
Good hustle. Good pass.
Freshman to freshman, Mustaf with a nice pass to Swinton for the flush. But the things that we thought just non-negotiable, going to school every day, going to work every day, things like that. Now it's not the same. So we have to learn to adjust, and everybody's comfort level is different. Some people go to the office once in a while, some not at all. You have considerations about who's in your home in terms of you have a couple generations there or some underlying conditions, things like that. Nothing is absolute. There are no hard and fast rules. We do the best we can. And what we think we know now, might be different in a month as science finds out more about this. We just hope everybody stays safe.
That's the key.
Jordan Robinson in for the Black Knights. Little token pressure there by the Knights. Stags bring it up. Going against the zone here.
He has good hands too. That was
you think so?
That was definitely a tough pass to catch.
Those are tight end hands there. 3 guys around him. And it was never in doubt who was going to catch it. .626 to go, 92-48. Stags are up.
That's one thing I'm looking at too in the second half, especially with the freshmen and sophomores on there. How are the guards going to lead with the pace? Is it going to be similar to how it was earlier in the second half with Elijah Hawkins, or what's their maturation process and what they're going to learn in the last 6 minutes in terms of leading the offense, making sure everyone gets shots and not rushing, making sure it's quality shots. So far, so good.
Well, everybody's fighting for time, and wherever you are in the rotation right now, you want to move up a spot. And again, different than most years, but assuming they can play Paul VI or Gonzaga at some point, one of these other schools, those are the games you want to be in.
Right.
So to show coach, hey, you can trust me. I can take care of the ball and I can defend. And those are generally the 2 things that keep a young player or an experienced player out of a tight game. Because turnovers,
they caught off.
I think that was just because Moore's a big guy. He said, I'm going to the basket, and I don't think technically it was a charge. But, Jason decides he's going to the basket. Well, a lot of high school guys are going to stop him.
See, again, when they actually moved the ball around, they got a decent shot. They missed it, but it was decent. Oh. Strong finish.
That's one that will be played over and over again in both locker rooms.
I applaud them for going for it, though. Strong finish.
Big time finish, though, by Shaq Samuels. Worthy of his nickname.
So where I'm from, the next thing we would do as the guard is to make sure Ben had an opportunity to showcase himself and get back.
Get back to even.
Right.
Or close to even. Here's the kick out. Gave him a chance.
That's
good setup.
That's going in. Yep. That's just how that's how it is. Exactly.
Coach Jones said he is a heck of a shooter. All right. He's certainly got to come from Georgetown Prep. Maybe athletically, a level of play a little bit higher here. He's got to work on some of the other parts of the game, but certainly one of the things teams have done against DeMatha for years is try to play zone, keep our better players from getting to the rim.
Right,
the ability to
right.
knock down shots is important. Jaden Mustoff on the line.
And then mentally, that also shows a lot when someone gets crossed, their ankles are broken, or someone gets dunked on, or something that they might consider embarrassing. In that very next play, how do they react? When you get an open shot, are you already still thinking about that previous play, or are you prepared for the moment? In that case, he was prepared for the moment. And that's comforting as a coach.
Well, it's part of it. If you've never been dunked on, you don't play against good players. That's part of the game. Now, you don't want to make it a habit, right? Are you going to say you never got dunked on?
I've never been dunked on.
Well, you're a point guard. You
Right.
should have been the first guy back. You got dunked on. If you didn't get dunked on,
I knew when to foul. I knew when to hold
that's
somebody.
okay.
I knew when to hold somebody. Not today.
little screen roll up top for Avalon. Ryan Johnson good with the ball. Little kick out. Little Euro step. In the old days, you used to call it Euro step a walk. I think they've changed that rule.
Okay.
A.J. Swinton feeling it. Isaiah Arnold in the game. Okay, he's a sophomore. More importantly, the son of Mike Arnold, teammate of Mike Jones here at DeMatha. He was on the 91 team. And his uncle Greg was a player here also.
I also see Bryson Hill out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're in the penalty. So with this quick moment, I will qualify that. So I have never officially been dunked on. The play didn't count. I took a charge. And so it was a turnover, so it didn't go into the official books. It wasn't put in the highlight reel.
We may have to go to the committee to get a ruling on that. If my son Brian is listening in, he better be. Brian, what do you think? Coming up on 4 minutes, 102 to 54. Avalon moving the ball around the perimeter.
Good hustle. Good hustle.
Great hustle there. Stags getting down, getting the ball. Mustop picks it up.
Good spin move. Good spin move.
Great effort there.
Get back, get back, get back. Love how they got back. That's good hustle. He's loved the three today.
Stags submit. Jaden Winston, number 23, is in there. And Jeremiah Quigley, 2 sophomores. Jaden, the son of Carlos Winston, one of my former students back. I think he might have been class of, 98, somewhere around there. Good friends with assistant coach Darryl Green, former DeMatha player, who's on our bench now.
Good defense. Good thought, though.
Block there. Jaden Winston tried to step in and take the charge. The neat thing is you get credit for that. Even though they called a foul on you, you're doing the right thing. The coach notices it. Nothing wrong with that.
Now, I've been noticing that on free throws, someone is all the way on the other baseline. What is that about?
Well, you can only have the 4 in here. And this will allow, what happens sometimes is if you push the ball, they'll be watching the guy in the corner, but then everybody looks at the ball. A lot of times you get the kick out 3 here. .305 to go, 105-55. Jeremiah Quigley bringing the ball up.
Yeah, if they're not going to play deep.
Isaiah Arnold, that is his stat shot. That's exactly how Mike Arnold used to shoot it. Mike will tell you he made more, but
good rebound, good rebound.
Tough move there by Bryson Hill. Coming up on 2:30.
Okay.
Ryan Johnson very clever with the ball, able to get in the lane at will. Obviously hard to finish inside against the Stags. A little bit of size over Avalon School.
Good pass.
Stags that on break.
Oh, good finish. Good finish. He's having a heck of a game.
A.J. Swinton, not a bad debut. All right, all arms and legs. All right, all arms and legs. He is, like he's anything, able to finish around the rim. He's knocked down some perimeter shots.
And he's a freshman.
He will get better.
And taller. Goodness. I definitely wish I had that height my freshman or senior year, actually. If I wish I was his height now.
It's overrated. Overrated.
Good pass. Ian Johnson has a lot of speed and he handles really well.
Yeah, so Isaiah Arnold, that's that thing where you're sitting on the bench watching this guy. He's pretty covered with the ball. I got to give him a little more room because the one thing you can't do, you can't get beat off the dribble, put so much pressure on the defense. So, again, big-time games, can you take care of the ball? Can you defend? You do more than that, that's great. But those two things are a must.
All the way. One thing I would love young guards to learn is the pull-up. And I think for Ian Johnson and some of the other young guards who can get by their man and get it all the way to the hole, sometimes best to stop a foot later, give yourself more room to work.
Well, as you play, every year the competition gets better as you move up the ladder from grade school to high school to college, etc. When does your career change? When you stop playing against bad players, you can't get to the rim, right? You got to be able to pull up and hit the jumper.
Yep.
And then they can come out and get you. You can start dropping it off. Because against the good teams, you're not going to be able to finish.
Right. And especially if you're playing teams like DeMatha with 6'3", lanky freshmen, 6'6", 230, big men with long arms.
Well, you think about it, some of these guys last year that are on the floor right now, they were playing against 8th graders. They were playing CYO somewhere.
Right.
A little bit different out here.
Okay.
3 from the corner.
Right back at him. There you go.
Sorry, 13. His name is, at least that number's not on my roster. Tough move inside.
Right.
Yeah. Sam Meyer trying to create something. Arnold, how'd that get through there?
That
was too good of a pass.
Yeah.
34.7 seconds to go. 115 to 60 coming down the home stretch.
I love how hard they're still playing. Good shot.
Nice little move inside there, Jason Redden. Stags bring it up, under 20 to go. They will probably just hold it out.
It's a good beginning to the season.
Well, you always want to take something, and certainly think about this. We played.
Right.
We were able to get out on the floor and play. The score is secondary, but for these guys, the game was taken away for a while or reconfigured, and as we move on, appreciate every time you got on the floor. Well, this was great. Shaka, thank you for joining in.
Thank you for having me.
We'll evaluate your tryout and get back to you.
Yeah, this is my first time, As you say, the more you do it, the better you get. So thank you for having me.
No, this was a lot of fun. I think it was great. Congrats to Coach Jones, and thanks to the Avalon School for coming out. As I say, it's just a pleasure that we were able to get out on the floor and see the Stags play again. So we're signing off tonight. Final score 114 to 61. Again, hopefully we'll have some games maybe next week. Please check the DeMatha website or our Facebook page, and we'll keep it updated there. Until then, everybody, stay safe.